Hello and welcome to Life Clarifications with Natasha. And just so grateful to be able to be here. And you're, and I'm live here on Instagram and my YouTube channel. And who else? Oh, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And welcome. I'm here to help you. I'm a psychic medium, personal life coach who loves to bring awarenesses to people's lives. And today it's just, we're all going through something. And I keep saying that, I know. I keep saying that we're all going through something, but we are. Every day it seems like, what are we going to go through today? What are we going to go through in this moment? Where are we going to go with this? And many of us are struggling with what is going to happen next in our lives. In the last week, we've had a couple banks closed down. We had, our government's kind of like getting unsure. There's just these things that are happening that it's like, why, how do we negotiate this? I was having a conversation with a friend of mine earlier today about how, she asked me about an actor. He's been gone in the woods, in California for a couple months, and they can't find, And I go, you know what? I'm really getting that he kind of walked off. He didn't necessarily walk off a cliff, but into a dry glitch kind of feeling, where he went down, um, and his poor family, his his amazing family. What do they think about this? What is the story? And so, with that, I'm gonna talk about our words and how our words can really work with this. But at the same time, though, we're kind of in this like space between what's going to happen and how do we negotiate that, right? Well, and that kind of ties into some of these words too that we deal with. How do we talk to ourselves during these times? How do we talk about life and doing? And my bangs are really driving me crazy. I apologize. How do we negotiate some of this story of this between that? I know that there's a couple people that I know that their families are getting older. And how do I negotiate dealing with not knowing when my parents are gonna, um, uh, you know, hand pink waving, hand pink waving. Hi, Veronica. And it's one of these things that when is life going to happen? We've got people who are making some big decisions. Do I stay in this job? Do I not stay in this job? But how do we talk to ourselves about these things, right? That it's not necessarily that we can go and just keep going and do things. It's like the other day, I started feeling like there was something coming to me. And, after last week, actually, it was a week ago that my nut allergy kind of went blew up on me and I couldn't breathe. And that's why I didn't come on last Wednesday. And I came on Thursday. Is that, even during that time, I had to be careful what I said to myself because I didn't want to have things that stayed with me, right? And so even though I have to respect my body is showing me, in quotation marks, showing me things, do I have to interact with it in the same way that it wants to interact with me? No, I can have different choosings of words. And that's the thing that our mind likes to do, right? Is that it likes to have control over a situation. So it will throw words into our language that will sabotage us. And that's not a good thing, is it? It's not. And Veronica, I hope that things happened with the appointment okay. And I will find out more later, but I'm grateful that you're here. It's one of those things that how do we do it? So, like after my lung situation that, I was around some people who had the sniffles, the colds that are going around, and some of them may even have the flu. I don't know, if everybody is kind of in that dance where you're at, but where I'm at, it's a petri dish, and because I work in elementary school, so it is what it is, right? How many illnesses can you put in one bucket, right? And so with that was going around, and I noticed that my young lungs were feeling kind of weakish. Felt it. I didn't tell myself that, but I felt it. And then here comes I choose, right? Well, I said, I chew, I'm healthy. I chew, I'm healthy. Took some vitamins, right? What do we say usually when when we're sneezing and we're feeling like we're coming on with something, right? Oh, oh, I'm not feeling very good. Oh, it's like, oh, I feel it coming. It's going to be a bad one. It's going to be nasty. Oh, it's like I just don't know what I'm going to do in the next week because I'm just not sure how contagious I am. And oh, yeah, it's like we get into that story, right? Can you believe that if I would have done that, I would have been so stuffed up right now, but am I? I had a little dairy, so I'm a little stuffy right now because of my dairy that I had. That kind of gives me the congestion, but I'm feeling fine, right? Because I chose to speak healthy. Achoo! I'm healthy, you know, or kind of tired. Ooh, yeah, I know, body. We're going through something, feeling a little sluggish after the time change and negotiating those stories. It's kind of like going through jet lag, right? And so what did I do? Okay, body, yeah, I can respect that you're a little bit on the sluggish side right now, but we're gonna get through this and we'll go to sleep later. Okay, I'm sorry that I can't do that right now, right? And so going forward and negotiating the story of who we are and what we're doing, that it's amazing what we can do to say to ourselves. There's been times where I use mantras sometimes where I was in the middle of something and it was very scary and it was very unsuring and my feet didn't want to settle on it, right? Well, what did I say? I said, I trust, I trust, I trust. Instead of, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Why am I here? What am I going to do? I just don't know what. Oh my gosh. I can't trust. What did I do? I said, I trust, I trust, I trust, right? I trust, I trust. That's the only thing that you can say about life is, hello, Kim. Uh, if we can, that's all we can really say at that moment is, oh, let me do this because my, there we go. That I was getting in conflict between my mobile data and my Wi-Fi on my phone. I apologize. So going forward, that there is this story about how we can help ourselves be better. Because I know that there's some people who, when they're going through a job change, I was listening to Steve Harvey the other. I like listening to his little spews on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, TikTok, whatever he's on, you know, and these little guidances that he gives. And I'm grateful that he knows how to step into the positive side of life instead of the negative side of life. And like he was talking to this gentleman in this video, I don't know when it was posted, but they were saying about how he was let go of a job, and he's not. How do you stay positive while getting the nose, right? Well, how do you stay positive while getting the nose? You really decide, like he said, do you know what you want to do? What are you passionate about? What are you happy doing? And the guy said, I like cooking. And what was he doing before? He was a sales guy. No wonder he's not getting jobs. It's not his calling anymore. So we're in the middle of life right now where life is asking us, what is our truer calling? Now, for me, my truer calling is teacher or guider or enlightener, or I don't want to call myself a pot stirrer, but yet at the same time, an enlightener can be a little bit of a pot stirrer, right? Doing these things, awareness person, that's why I call myself a personal awareness person, right? And so when we're going through this dance of our stories and our life and our knowings and that kind of stuff. That if we can, I'm sorry, I'm not having anybody on Instagram come on to my podcast with me. No, I'm here for you, and I'm not having anybody I don't know pop on. So I apologize. So going forward in this dance of who we are and this time change, in this awareness of our time changes of what are we doing? Our jobs are ending. You know, there's the banks, you know, Amazon. There's a lot of people that are letting go of our employment, and it might be are we in the moment of being? And we have to ask, what is our truer calling? Because it might be time for us to shift up to our truer calling. Follow that guidance. What am I supposed to do? Right? Because the fact that we're not all in the same story. Now, I'm going through this situation and I'm asking the question, how much longer am I supposed to be there? Right? Because of the fact that I'm getting pulled in another direction. Life hasn't shown me that I can step into that other life completely. So I'm doing the two things, right? Sometimes we have to do two things. So let's say that if you are getting a calling to do something else, right? But you can't let go of this other hand, right? You can't let go of the left hand situations because it's a paycheck, it's health insurance, it's that. But you have a calling to do something else that's in the right hand, right? So how can you do that calling? Well, you can 50-50 it, right? Like for me, I asked my employer for 2 hours less to be in the job. Those 2 hours gave me so much understanding of my life and gave me the ability to negotiate it, which was a blessing. And so with that I still was able to keep my health insurance and a good paycheck, but wasn't able to, and I was able to do what my business wants me to do, which is this business doing inspirational conversations and private sessions. And, that's where, I may give advice here, but my private sessions are strictly for you and helping you be guided, right? Break through those shame times and those what do I do now times and who's really talking. I know for me, my inner child has been really talking a lot lately. And we know it's an inner child because they're kind of like a little bit of a, but I don't like it when they do that kind of attitude, right? But what do we say to ourselves while that's going on? Come on, we can trust the process. Come on, we can trust the process. Or when that attitude wants to pop up and we want to reply quickly to an email or reply quickly to a conversation because we want to be protective of ourselves, right? What can we say? I hear you. Thank you for that. It brought me up to a great awareness. So now I know how to do better next time. But I agree to disagree with you. So please know that no matter where you're at, you know, I care for you, but right now I have to take a moment for myself. Do you see how that conversation is about being positive, right? It's not about the negative story. And words are so important. We cannot take words back if we aim them at somebody, right? We cannot take them back if we aim them at somebody. And isn't that crazy though, sometimes how we're in relationships where we're the responsible one and they aim all they want at us, but we have to be careful. I can tell you, living 30-year marriage with someone who at the beginning of our marriage was like that, would aim at me, but I was the one that was doing the work, right? But I can tell you now, him being 11 years sober, almost 12 years sober now, that there's been a lot of healing and he's willing to hear me now, right? because of the fact that he's willing to do the work. He's willing to do the work. And, now, like if he does come at me a little bit, he's willing to listen and observe himself. That's the key, is to observe yourself. And it's not that we do something, well, it is, but it kind of is. But at the same time, it's how do we negotiate this to be able to heal it? Because I can tell you that there's oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said that, right? But we can apologize as soon as possible and make it right. So, in the story of you and in the dance of you, how are you talking to you, your body, your mind, yourself? Because I can tell you that a lot of us talk the worst to ourselves than we do to anybody else. It's a truth. How can we talk better to ourselves? I know pretty much every morning I wake up, love you, body. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. The curves, the unhappiness parts of me, right? Because my body's not the way it used to be. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, knees, for walking with me. Thank you, toes, for holding me in balance, right? Thank you, shoulders, for supporting me in this world. Thank you for supporting other people in this world sometimes, right? So, how can we negotiate finding a better way? Well, when we wake up in the morning, many times if we start out with something to be grateful for, it helps us to be kinder through the day. And if we say we're more grateful for the thing that is one of the worst triggers, right? What is some of the worst triggers? Many of us have a little bit of something around here. I love you. Thank you for digesting my food. Oh, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have had that, but yet that's okay because I'm only in this life once and we'll work on it, right? And I'm going to tell you, if a lot of people are doing going on a diet and trying to lose weight, the trick is, are you losing your weight? Well, most of the time when we want to lose something, we have to find it, right? So, do you truly want to lose your weight? Do you have to find it again? Or do you want to find a healthier weight for your body? I'm willing to negotiate movement with my body to find a healthier moment with you. See how it sounds a lot different, doesn't it? I want to lose weight. I want to find a healthier weight for you, my body, and I. Yeah, let's get healthier. Let's get more enlightened. Let's move. Let's start moving, body. What do you that to me, I already heard, okay, let's start moving. Let's get started, right? I have to clean the house. Another way to put that is, you know what? I'm inspired to do 5 minutes of something. Even if you're not inspired, but the language, I am inspired to do 5 minutes of something. And guess what? You can get something done in 5 minutes. It's amazing. So believing in what's happening. And, here again, going back to Steve Harvey's conversation he had with that guy who had lost his job, because of the way the company shifted its wants, right? And like Steve Harvey said to the dude, it was like, you know, are you meant to do that still? Are you meant to be a salesperson still? Well, if you're not, then are you supposed to negotiate, something else? You're not employed right now, so why don't you look at getting hired on as a chef? you know, on the side, take culinary schooling, right? So there's a way when you're not working. Yes, you have to sometimes watch the money and that kind of stuff, but you know, go back to what gives you enlightenment. Me helping people gives me energy. It gives me excitement. It gives me purpose. It gives me joy. It gives me an the my soul says, "Yes, I'm doing my soul work." So that's why I do the videos so you can see my expression, hear my voice. Words don't always have the exact moments, right? Of what we're feeling. So words are important. That's why I'm doing the mantra week, right? And like this week's mantra is, how is life defining me? What is life trying to define me as? Right? And so going there, that meaning means is like, what is it trying to show you to do? Are your friends not are your friends starting to fall away from you? Are you not in connecting with your friendships anymore? Well, maybe that's because that you're leveling up, or you're ready to make a big shift in your life, and those friends don't fit in the same puzzle pieces, the same puzzle. You're changing your puzzle, right? You're changing your story, you're changing your new chapter in your book. So with that things come to an end for a reason, and ouch, they hurt when that happens. Honor that hurt, honor that grief, honor that moment when things come to an end. But pick yourself back up and say, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Like I was having a conversation with my husband because I'm getting a tell, because life is kind of making me uncomfortable in a certain place, right? So I asked my husband, let's make a what if game. What if I didn't work at this place? What would it take to get to be on your health insurance? What if I get a chance to stop being in that I stopped doing my morning job and I'm able to do this full time? Well, I know one thing, I can work on my YouTube channel, right? And make it better, do the right politics of tags and do whatever I need to do, right? I can do better with my posts. I might be able to edit my videos instead of just having them be freelance. Actually, I kind of like them just freelance because that's who I am. I do so many things, and it's like, be with me for who I am, because that's who I am, right? I take people as they are. Let me be who I am. And that means that sometimes I do a video, boop, 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 boop. The words come out that I needed to say. I trust them. I listen back to see if I need to do a second take. If it's good enough and it's worthy of coming out to you because I'm showing you what my intention was and speaking the intention I wanted to say, out goes the video without really taking the time to do much with them. I also know that I have other speaking engagements, so then if I have more time. So see how that if we do the what if game and we stay on the positive side with it, it's amazing where life will take us. And I can tell you right now that the universe is listening to you. The universe is listening to you. So what are you saying to yourself? Oh, I'm so stupid. I can't do that anymore. Nobody's stupid. You may not know how to do it because you haven't done it yet. Or if you've done it and you can't quite get it, is it what you're supposed to be doing? That's a question to ask yourself, right? So going forward and managing our life, what is it that you feel like is holding you back from moving forward? And I can say that half the time it's the language we use to ourselves and to others, because we cannot take it back. Now, I know something that I have a wonderful teacher, Mother Mary, and another intuitive that helped me out with this. And Raven even said, it's like this works. And I said, okay, if I say something to myself, cancel, clear, delete. It's that on the computer how it's cancel, clear, and then delete, right? So cancel, clear, and delete that comment. It works, but you can't do that for somebody else, but you can do that for yourself. So if you're in the midst of life changing, if you're in the midst of not knowing what's going to happen, if you're in the midst of, like I started the story out with an actor that, the family hasn't found him forever. Yeah, you can trust. I trust, 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 I trust. But sometimes it doesn't turn out the way we want it to. But is it the way that it was meant to? And that's the thing is that a lot of us get caught up in our own story of how we want it to turn out. Tag me. I'm human. I'll admit it. How can we negotiate it to where we have it turn out to where it's the better for everyone? That's by trusting. That's by negotiating. That's by being in the moment of life and working with it. Be in the river of it. Don't swim upstream. Why swim upstream? That's extra work. Right now, I know for me, I'm see, I changed my I was gonna say I'm tired, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm feeling the overwhelmness of life. Yet at the same time, I'm not overwhelmed. But the energy is out there, right? I'm supporting people that are appearing to be under or in quotation marks overwhelmed, right? Or tired or negotiating their stories. So when we're going forward and negotiating this dance of what's going to happen next, where are things going, who are we? See where the universe wants you to go, whatever you choose to believe in. I choose to believe in God, the greater. I believe in angels. What do they What does Mother Earth want you to do that's different? Practice doing this. Like last week, I offered this concept to you. What are two good things that you did for yourself, and what are two good things that the universe or somebody did for you? Use that observation again this week. Because if we go in and do two good things for ourselves, and then one of them could be is that you were starting to say, God, you're so I'm not going to say I'm stupid to myself. Nope, 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 nope. You know how many people do that? No, I'm going to say, you know what? Oh, I just haven't gotten to the point where I understand that yet. Or I'm working on understanding it better. You're not stupid. You're working on understanding it better. So find the words. And if you can do that at least one time in a day, start working on practicing to do better. It's amazing how life ends up working with you, right? Because the fact that when we are talking better to ourselves, when we're talking better to others, the universe hears us and it wants to work with us differently. So, as we're going forward and negotiating this dance and we're negotiating the story and we're negotiating the moments of where things are at, it's time to believe in you, believe in what you're doing. So how do you do that? I've got it. I've got this. I may be learning, but I've got this, right? If you're working on, first days of a new job, right? It's like getting a new phone. It takes practice to do it, right? Oh, I'm practicing to do better. I'm practicing to do better. Thank you for your patience with me, boss. I'm practicing to do better and I'm working on it. I'll know more as the days come on. So can you help me with that by giving me some time? Right? Life is going to be an amazing thing. And it's amazing how it helps us when we work with it. We're perfectly imperfect and we're human. So that's a thing. But a lot of us were taught to be negative and defeating, right? And so if we can help ourselves not be so self-defeating, and I don't know better to do better. Many times we made decisions in our life that was like, why did I make that? Ugh. I didn't know better to do better. I didn't know better to do better. So, how are you feeling about you right now? How are you feeling about your life? The only one that can change your perspective is you. And perspective is huge. Things aren't rosy and shining, even though, oh my gosh, the way the sun was coming through the trees this morning was so beautiful. And it gave me inspiration. It gave me inspiration to know that even through the fog and even through the clouds, there's sun on the other side. And I know a lot of people on the East Coast right now are struggling with a big snowstorm, right? And California is dealing with water and wetness and beyond what their land is made for, right? So how do we negotiate this? And it's like, okay, life wants me to change. Life wants me to move. Life wants me to do different. Life wants me to be in a different place. Life wants me to restart. Like for me, I really heard that that I movement in my house, right? Movement in my house was very important. So what did I do? I started rearranging pictures on the walls because I wanted movement to happen. I didn't want to move my house, but I wanted movement to happen. So I ended up moving certain pictures. I ended up moving certain things in my house to feng shui my house because the energy needed to change that much. Now in my spiritual room here, I ended up changing some of my altars, and getting rid of some spiritual books, which Veronica I still have waiting for you, and I will ship them out. I haven't had a chance to ship them out yet, but that but there's other places that I'm hearing needs to shift up. My altars, I've got a lot of altars. Matter of fact, there's one of my dragon altars up there. Doesn't take a big place to do altars. So, believing who you are and knowing language is huge. Perception, perception is all about how can we negotiate this better. So, believe in you and know that you are perfectly imperfect. I hope this helps you with language. So please put away the bad stick that you hit yourself with, that you didn't do it. We didn't know better to do better. We're learning. We're learning. So be kind with yourself with words. So I am going to pull some cards. Let's see, who wants to come out and speak today? I think it will be the path of the soul. So a lot of us are going through this change in our life. So how can we find our new knowings? But it's listening to our soul. It's listening to that inner calling, that childhood dream of doing certain things. Go back to it. I know reality is reality, but we can always do a little bit of it, right? And so with that it is, how do we do this? So if you were looking for an oracle card, all I need to have is the energy out there to do it. Okay, so if you'd like a card, please let me know. Put in the comments that you would like one. These are beautiful cards. They are so beautiful. And then I will read. So I will do at least one. There we go. The energy is shifting here. So anybody would like to put in the comments that they would like You're more than welcome. I really like you and all you are doing. Thanks. You're more than welcome. I have the soul calling to be here to help people. So that's where I that's where I'm at. I have no choice. I must. That's why I put out so many videos. That's why I put out so many posts, because I'm called to do this. I'm called to do this. So does anybody want a card? Okay. So I will pull a card for everyone here. I feel like there's another one out there that wants to. The dragons, I feel like, want a card. So it might be a card just for people today. Woo. So I'm going to pull a card for everyone here. This is a card for the theme of everyone. Whoa. Okay. So this card here is what is calling. Oh, you do, Veronica. Okay, thank you. I will. Okay, so this is for everyone. Okay, I'll do this one first and then I'll pull you. So this is 27, 27. If you add the two together, 2 plus 7 is 9. So 9 is about endings with magical new beginnings. You have to have an ending to create a new balance. So if you're losing your job, see what new can come into your life, right? Isn't that beautiful? So 27. Let me get that to read. 27. So in just a minute, Veronica, I'll get you. So doves. Oh, I guess that's what they are. Coming together, almost like serpents. Trying to get it out of the light here. Doves. Doves represent the cycle of from old to new. It is important to remember that you are not alone during these times in your spiritual journey. The doves are here to remind you to allow the peace and love to nurture you through this time of change. You will receive the energy and strength to do what needs to be done. You are fully supported. Know that it's okay to ask for support as you need. This cycle will end soon, and you will experience the full bounty and beauty of this wonderful growth. So we are in the midst of ascension. So there's a lot of endings that are coming for us to have new beginnings. So ride the river of it. Please remember, ride the river of it if you can, and see where the river wants to take you. Go with inspirations. What is my soul calling? What feels good to do? What can I take those management or interesting skills and apply it to something else? Okay, Veronica, time for your turn, sweetie. That let's put you out, put the energy out there for you, and the cards are picking up that energy. Okay, this card is for Veronica. Ooh, ooh! We haven't had this one yet. Whoa, whoa! Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna get this over here. There you go, Veronica. I hope you can see that. Wow, isn't that beautiful? So this one is 33. So that's a master number, 33. 33 ends up being 6. 6 is about home, but 33 is a master number. The 22, 11s, 33s, 44s, those are all master numbers. Kuan Yin. I'm going to sneeze here. And I'm getting healthier. Kuan Yin is the Bodhisattva of compassion. In the cards, she represents compassion, kindness towards oneself. Stop being hard on yourself. Watch your mind and the words and judgments that you have about yourself. You are much kinder and more forgiving of others than you are of yourself. It can take many lifetimes to fully embody the lesson of compassion, but you are almost there. This is one of the biggest openings of the heart center that one can experience. Wow. Kuan Yin. Yeah, it takes many lifetimes to fully embody the lessons of compassion, but you are almost there. This is one of the biggest opening of the heart centers that one can experience. And I can tell you, this is perfect for what you're going through with the situation we've been talking about. So remember, Kuan Yin is helping you. Kuan Yin is helping you. Okay. So those cards. So the dragons want to come out today. And then I think I will be done. I've got kind of a full night. Okay, so these are the dragons. I love dragons. Oh, they roar. They're in the ley lines. They're waking up. They're really waking up to help us find our inner roar, our inner calling, our inner grace. There we go. Okay. Dragons, come out and say what you want to say. What do you want us to know, dragons? My hands don't file like other people's do. Okay, dragons. Who wants to talk? And the card that's calling to me is this one right here. Endurance. Ooh, endurance. So endurance. Coming out of an egg. Endurance. Wow. So endurance, that is 21 or 11. Let me get down here to 11. Endurance. Oh, emergence. Read right, Natasha, please. See, I didn't say, oh, you said that word wrong. What are you doing? I said, oh, would you read the word right, please? Emergence. Emergence. Thank you. Dyslexic, love myself. Sometimes I have to read something 2 or 3 times and make sure I get it right. Emergence. You are responsible for your life, your behavior, and your experiences, and more importantly, how you react to them. Oh, this card is perfect. I could not pick this any better. Woo! For talking to ourselves and how are we? You are responsible for your life, your behavior, your experiences, and your importantly, how you react to them. Sometimes, as a spiritual being, we find our human experiences on earth can be quite tough. Listen to the wisdom of emergence. As he says, it's time to reflect. You need to take stock in what you value and what is important to you. Contemplation and quietness are required. Your experiences may have been waxing. It is unwise to dwell on them, but you can learn from them. Understand those you need to remember and let go of others. From this place, a new vibrant you can emerge. But first, you must allow yourself time to reflect. Go within to that inner place of peace and being worthy and bring worth that which you wish to be. This dragon appears when we need to take a long, hard look at ourselves and how we live, what we do, and more harshly, our behavior. None of the dragons are pushovers. They all demand that we take stock of ourselves. Stop kidding ourselves and be openly honest. An emergence is no different. He gets straight to the nitty gritty and informs you that you are responsible for your life and your behavior and your experiences, and more importantly, how you react to them. Grit and determination are the order of the day when this powerful dragon finds his way to your cards. He finishes with, remember, you are safe with me. Your fears are nothing but paper tigers and figments of your imagination. Allow me to guide you as you find your balance and carve a new path. Wow. Emergence. Couldn't have said better with this card, with this conversation about our words matter. So if you're looking for some help, if you're looking for inner guidance, I do have private sessions with people. You can go to my website, angelicclarifications.com. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, Instagram here. You can find me on Facebook. Please like, follow, share if you feel like somebody needs to hear this, and know that you are loved. Regan Forston and I are live on Mondays with the Dance of the Soul. Not too sure what we're going to talk about on Monday yet, but we're going to be there. Oh, I'm going to be on the radio, KKNW 1150. You can find us live on the you can Google 1150 KKNW. It's a AM station here in the Washington, but you can listen live anywhere, and I'll be doing animal communication. So if you have problems that you have a situation that you want some guidance on, I can do that for your animals. I can do that for you because I'm a communicator. Also, if you are looking for some support on life, that I actually have a podcast. Sorry. On my community page, on my YouTube channel, I am sharing these different podcasts that I'm on. Blessings to you on this journey, and know that no matter where you're at, you're loved, you're protected, and you have angels. So it's up to us in the humanness to be able to dance with the world. So how can you do that? By using kinder words with yourself, kinder words for your other people, and know that we're all perfectly perfect doing the emotional dance of life. And if you're in the middle of change, sit back, breathe, find out what your soul, ask yourself, what do you have passion to do? What do you enjoy doing? See, maybe there's a road that might come down for you. Like if you like riding motorcycles, maybe it's you you can go in and teach people how to ride the motorcycle, right? You never know. You never know. Blessings to you on this journey. I'm Natasha Venter at angelicclarifications.com. Bye now.